And we are live in load shedding, guys. Can you believe it? Cape Town, the weather's crap. It's raining. We're a little bit late. I know I was trying to get the lights to be perfect for us over here so we can do the show. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this show. We're going to talk about South Africa and South Africa forfeiting this ODI series against Australia. It's like almost like a little fight back against Australia, a payback for what they've done to us in the past. But we're going to talk about what we feel about it, what we think about it, all of those things. But before we get going, before we get started, please subscribe to this channel. Please click that notification bell for all future videos, please. Don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share. Smash that like button, please. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all of those things. Also become part of the Patron account. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. That's how you help us obviously go forward, and you help us actually promote South African cricket in a better light than we have been, and try to promote it going forward. We want to give the best possible options going forward for South African cricket, try to improve it. You can be a part of that journey right now, and this is available to you right here. Then again, I also want you guys to download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. So without further ado, guys, we've got an epic show for you today. And let's do this. I know it is dark. I can't help it, guys. I've tried to throw every light. I have my cell phone light on. I've got my so many lights over here, my load shedding lights all available to us. Unfortunately, guys, it is what it is. We have to deal with what we have, and we have to do the show as we can. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into today's video. I'm looking forward to chatting to all of you. Very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine, a special edition because we've got a friend from India, all the way from Mumbai, coming down to South Africa, to Cape Town. Hashtag load shedding fanatics. Load shedding fanatics. It's crazy, guys. We didn't know what else to do, but we still wanted to bring you a show. I'm here with Aditya. Aditya's right next to me. We finally got an opportunity to do a show live together like that. So this is awesome. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show again, Aditya.
Thank you.
My co-host, Aditya. Oh, I didn't even do the intro. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine, and this is your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid. This is my co-host, Aditya. And today we're going to be talking about South Africa forfeiting that ODI series against Australia. So your first thoughts, Aditya, on this particular matter, when you read the story. Let me just read it out to you guys so that you guys know what is actually happening and what happened to this particular story. I'm going to read it out. It was written on Sport 24 as well. Can't see Aditya's fade in the dark, they say. The Proteas have cancelled the men's one-day international series scheduled for Australia in January. It was confirmed today. Cricket Australia announced that the match was scheduled for Hobart, Sydney, and Perth on the 12th, 14th, and 17th of January. Have been scrapped for South Africa's request for new dates to avoid a clash with the domestic T20 league that is happening, of course. They want that to be accommodated, of course. It's disappointed that Cricket South Africa, they are disappointed that Cricket South Africa were unable to contest the ODI series in January, said Cricket Australia's chief executive Nick Hockley. The series was part of the ICC Super League, which determines direct qualification for the 2023 World Cup. Right? With a blockage of the postponed fixtures from the pandemic, meaning no window is available to reschedule before the qualification cut-off in May, South Africa agreed to forfeit all 30 Super League points to Australia, pending ICC approval. All three test series between the nations is to happen in December and January, which will still go ahead as planned. The test series will be first test series will be from the 17th to the 21st in Brisbane. Second test will be 26th to 30th Melbourne, and third test will be in Sydney. From the 4th to the 8th of January. This is crazy that we've done this. I can't believe that South Africa are willing to forfeit something like this. It's insane that with the situation that we are finding ourselves in with regards to the ODI Super League, I mean, Aditya, what was your thoughts when you first heard this news break?
I thought it's quite a risky proposition because you've got your you've got your ODI league. I mean, you've got your ODI Super League points, up for grabs, and you could potentially win 30 points, and you've let that go to Australia, which is a bit problematic. And I think this was assuming the league is assuming the league is going to take place. I don't know how much we know about the league just yet, apart from the fact that it has been announced. Um, the one thing that you could possibly get out of this tour, even if it's a 3-0 loss, is that you send a younger team, an inexperienced team, to Australia. I don't think that should have ever been um, out of consideration. And I think at least something could have been extracted from that series. It didn't really have to be forfeited, in my view. Uh, but I'm guessing they must be really confident in the product that they're creating with this league here, that they're willing to sacrifice 30 Super League points, because I feel like South Africa can't afford to take that so lightly, given that they have been defeated by Bangladesh at home. So they do need to get that ODI confidence back on track. And I'm not sure that this is a move in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's we're talking yesterday on about the warm up game and how disappointed we were with that warm up game. I know I didn't see that much show because it's obviously a warm up game. So I like try to take it as lightly as possible because otherwise I'm just going to depress myself. But when it comes to that, I was quite surprised on how lightly they're taking this. Like the 2023 World Cup, Vision 2023 was all there, and we spoke so highly about it so many years ago. And now we're sitting with a situation where we are okay with forfeiting points when we don't get a chance to actually make it to the World Cup. Now we're going to probably have to play qualifiers, and they've probably come to terms with that. Given our bad history with the ODI setup, in the ODI series is recently, we've been pathetic. It's been, I'm going to be honest with everybody, and we haven't really done that well in the ODI setup. I was really hoping that we would be a lot better going into this, but that series that they missed, that players missed because of the IPL, I think that also played a massive part in us actually falling out of the race for that particular Super League, because we played, I think, Pakistan, Bangladesh in that period. I can't remember the match. Might have been one other nation. Ireland. We lost to Ireland too. So those games really set us back, and we were really doing poorly. And we saw how it's almost like we don't have a strategy for ODI cricket at the moment. It's almost like they know that, and now they're like, you know what, we're not going to worry so much about it. We're going to play qualifiers anyway, postpone it for this tournament. I think it would have been a lot smarter to give ourselves a year to plan this tournament properly, because, like someone said in the comment section, January is around the corner. I don't remember who's. Oh yes, David said so. January is around the corner for the T20 league, so they better be like in the middle of organizing it if they're willing to sacrifice points like that to get automatic qualification. So we probably assuming that we're not going to automatically qualify then.
I think that's quite pessimistic in my view. But having said that, I agree with you. When we say that South Africa's ODI strategy is not exactly in place, given that they won so comprehensively against India, which was one step forward, and then they lost to Bangladesh, which is basically 2 steps back. So they do need to find a way to construct a strategy, a brand of ODI cricket that really works for them, because the ODI World Cup is just a little bit over a year away, and I'm not sure that they can afford to sort of forfeit competitive cricket for that. And having said that, it's like the league really has to go on, and it must be a seriously good product for them to be able to go through with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. I just hope that this tournament that they create is something special. We're hoping that it will be with the Indian connection in it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a massive Indian connection in this particular tournament. So similarly to the Global T20 League, maybe not on the same scale, but yeah, let's see what they do, because it will be. I understand the thought process of trying to get the games changed, because you can't have a South African tournament and none of your South African players are playing in it really. I mean, maybe this will be opportunity perhaps for some Australians to maybe play in this league as well now, possibly, hopefully. If they don't obviously change dates, I think for that, they might have made provisions for that tour in that period. I never read that part of the article, to be honest. I just looked at it from South Africa's point of view. But I would hope that there would be some Australian influence as well in the tournament, and that some of these players can play here. But we need to make sure that we can do something that is a good advocate for cricket in South Africa, T20 cricket in the world. We want to compete with the top leagues in the world. It won't be like that from the first show, but at least we will be able to grow into something special. And I hope that we do. I hope that it gets to that point where we will. But it's all preparing now for England. It doesn't really count for anything either. It's not for Super League points. So unfortunately, that's another opportunity lost for that. So I think we've kind of forfeited this. But it seems to me like they forfeited the chance of actually going to play for points to get in that Super League. I think they've accepted the fact that they're going to have to play qualifiers. So I guess we can just move on from that, eh?
I'm not sure. I feel like it's a beating to the ego, right? For South Africa to have to play qualifiers. Yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with that approach. And look, the other thing is you have to play as much. The only way that you can get some sort of confidence going, with a brand of cricket that you want to play, is by actually playing it. It's by testing it. And I think more than anything, they've given up valuable opportunities to test their brand of cricket. Because if South Africa have lost to Bangladesh, it means that there is a re-evaluation needed, right? And that's particularly after winning comprehensively against India. So this is certainly something that South Africa need to consider, that we can talk about the league and forfeiting Super League points, or possibly even conceding that South Africa have to play qualifiers. But more than anything, you're giving up an opportunity to play strong opposition, seriously strong opposition.
100% true. But on the flip side, if we had a tournament giving our youngsters opportunities, etc., in the Australia series to keep up Proteas here, then you're also losing opportunity for the youngsters to get used to the tournament as well and get that experience and make a name for themselves in this tournament. Because I think this is going to be a massive money factor for us, for our young players, for the future of South African cricket. I think this tournament is great. I think for us to be able to put ourselves in the tiers of the Australias, of the Indias, of the England, etc., and even you could go to as far as going to BPL, Bangladesh Premier Leagues, all of those type of things too. The Big Bash as well. We want to put ourselves in that bracket, and the only way you can do that is you have a successful T20 competition these days. I think that's where the money's lying. It also gives a viable road for a career path for cricketers, because there's an opportunity to get a big contract and making a career for yourself in cricket as a young kid, and perhaps some of the kids coming out of high school will get that opportunity. But I think a lot of people are choosing. Well, some people might be thinking about choosing it, and if they had to pick between us picking our ODI series against Australia or the T20 competition, maybe some people would go T20 competition over the ODI series. I can understand that narrative as well. I don't completely shun the people that think that way. I just think that we're disrespecting our ODI squad, our ODI team. This ODI squad needs a lot of work, and we're in a rebuilding phase. And with Enoch speaking a lot about winning the 2027 one versus in South Africa, with him speaking about that one, it looks like that's where their eyes are focused towards, being that being the main World Cup for them. Perhaps they're going to look at the 2023 World Cup, if we qualify, as a tournament for them to find that core group of players that can take us to the 2027 World Cup. I hope that's the thought process, because by the squads they're picking, it doesn't look like that.
Look, I think
rebuilding since 2012 since Brilliant comment.
Yeah. Lorenzo asks Khalid, why are you so calm about this? Yeah.
It's because we've been consistently battered. I'm like, so it's like I'm so used to South Africa messing things up. It's like, for me, that's what I'm so calm about. I'm pissed about certain things. Like, I'm obviously peeved about the fact that we can't get our act together in the formats to try and put a team together that is for the future, that put together a team and plan for the future. But I'm really, really hoping that Enoch involved now with the DOC role, that he's really going to reset South African cricket to a path where we can properly see a pathway to success. And I hope that he can build something like that with all the structure talk and all the system talks. It sounds all great listening to him speak about these things when I have a conversations with Enoch. But I want to see action now. There's enough talking. We've heard talking for years. I want to see some actions put in place. I want to see some proper structures in place where we can actually see what the future is and what the future holds for us. I mean, I'm not happy with the way South African cricket has been run for many, many years now. And we need to sort it out, because it's not going to do justice to the amazing talent that we have in the system, that are getting overlooked on a constant basis. We're not doing justice to the kind of superstars that we are creating. There's a lot of guys that are not phased about pulling out of cricket and retiring. I mean, look how easily Quinton de Kock decided, I'm going to hang up my boots, I'm not going to play Test cricket anymore. Like, I'll just play white ball cricket. Like, it's too easy for players to want to do that. So we need to recreate that hunger and that hype of people wanting to be South African cricketers again. And I think it's a problem within South Africa, generally speaking. To get people into cricket has been tough. I mean, you can see with Cricket Fanatics, guys, how hard we've fought to try and get things going. We're struggling to find a way on how to get a legitimate fan base over here that is South African, that are hungry and in love with this game. It's difficult for us to find consistencies in that. I mean, I'm sure Aditya can walk outside his house and just in his street and find every second person that will probably love cricket. Whereas here, we're struggling to find fanatics that are so much into this. And we try to build a community there so that we can keep cricket alive, because I feel that the love for cricket in South Africa is dying, and we need to find a way to revive it. And that's going to be one of Enoch's major roles. How they communicate, and how CSA communicates with us as fans, with Cricket Fanatics is going to be a big thing. And is there going to be a relationship built there between us and CSA, where they're going to actually rely on us to be able to do certain things from a fan basis? It would be smart for Cricket South Africa to do something like that. It would be smart for them to try and align themselves by giving us full access to certain things where we can cover it, because ultimately we're trying to talk directly to cricket fans in South Africa, and it's been tough to find them. We find them at the ground, but not always are the people that are selling out the stadiums all 100% cricket fans. A lot of them are just going there for the nice time and going with their friends and having a drink, etc., etc. So we are trying to find a lot of people out there. We are slowly but surely are starting to get that ball rolling. I think people want to first see how legit we are before they actually jump on board over here. But you guys should be spreading the word. So smash the like button, share with everybody as well. Very important that you do so. So Aditya, from your perspective, what's the way forward with regards to this now? Because I mean, I think the full focus is now obviously on England. Lawrence is giving a scenario. He says we have 8 ODIs left, 3 each against England at home and India away, as well as the Netherlands at home, 2 games. We will need to win 6 out of the 8 games to qualify automatically.
Yeah, look, I think that's pressure that South Africa has sort of put on itself, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to be this way.
No.
And assuming, in my view, if South Africa were really planning on launching that league around the same time that the Australia series was happening, they should have sent a replacement team. In fact, one thing that I can tell you that India is doing is that at any given time, India wants to have 50 players ready for international cricket, because India's schedule is such now that there are different teams playing red ball cricket and white ball cricket at the same time in different parts of the world. And somewhere I feel like the schedule of international cricket demands that from top international teams. So South Africa needs to be working towards that also, because in an ideal scenario, in my view, perhaps a more inexperienced team can go to Australia, because let's assume that you lose the series, but let's say you lose it 2-1 instead of 3-0. You've still got some points in the bag, and I think that's always welcome, because now to win 6 out of 8 games against a very strong England team and an India team, you're just putting too much pressure on yourself.
And the other nations, I mean, the ODI format, I think, is probably, I mean, in white ball cricket, generally speaking, the gap is a lot smaller between nations. I think that Bangladesh is building a very strong team over there in white ball cricket, ODIs and T20. Pakistan is always competitive in every World Cup they play. India, you can see the destructive cricket that they playing currently in the ODIs, even though we beat you guys. But even it wasn't for points, so it didn't count. So England is obviously, we know England.
Yeah.
Australia, we know Australia, but Sri Lanka's been up and coming for a very long time now. I mean, they've had the youngsters in the group that have really shown what they're capable of, and really are growing as a nation too with their coach currently. So they're really building a strong team over there that it can be admired. So I mean, you can even see Ireland are competitive now. I mean, not every single game, but at least they'll compete in one game at least, and in a once-off they could win.
They scored 300 against New Zealand.
There we go. So like, they are definitely competitive, and so many nations are fighting for positions, etc. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that this has happened and that it's been allowed to happen. I mean, they could have chosen a different, also they could have also chosen maybe a November, December type of date next year, where that November period for the MSL was a perfect period in South African cricket to have a tournament. I think personally, we got people from England, Australia, down here to play Sri Lanka. All countries came to play. It was a nice little window that we had, and we've kind of messed that up.
But now that the decision is made, I think the question is about depth now, because date clashes are going to happen all the time. There's no running away from that, and it's been a couple of years since the BCCI gave the instructions to the National Cricket Academy in India that at any given time, 50 players should be ready for international cricket at any given time. And I think South Africa needs to be working towards that, because I think Australia is doing that. England is on its way to doing that. They've got enough players that are sort of separate. They're specialists in their various formats.
Yeah.
So that's certainly something that I think will be useful for South Africa.
We, like Lawrence has said in the comments, this could have been avoided. And when Boucher took over, my first thing was, what is your vision, Boucher? I asked him these questions. I said, because my vision would have been taking over as a coach. Personally, obviously I'm not, that's why I'm not a coach, or whatever the case may be, maybe. But if I was a coach and I was taking over this national team back when he took over, my aim would have been 2023 World Cup and this Australia World Cup, not that one that was in Abu Dhabi. My focus would have been solely on building a team for the 2023 World Cup, and then the second Test Championship, not the first. I said they should build a team, a unit, for the next Test Championship, the next World Cup, and the next T20 World Cup. That way, you could have really built a team that can go there and try and win and build an ethos. There was enough time, 4 years, for them to build a team ethos and build a team and squad that has backups. Because currently, we don't know who are the replacements, for example, for the national team. I tried to do it the other day. Someone asked me for the Q&A session on a Friday. They asked me what is my replacements for each position, and I tried to give it for every single team. And I could give quite a few names actually as backups, but yet they are not backups currently. We are seeing crazy things happen, like 34-year-olds getting debuts for South Africa now at this point in the time. I don't understand the thinking behind that. And I don't have anything against people that are over 35 years old, like some people may suggest that know me. But people like I only look at players that are under 25. I'm looking at it from a perspective of planning. It's only clearer to see that 34, 35, maybe you have another 2, 3 years in you to play at the top level. Chances are that that's not going to happen. With family constraints and how demanding cricket is on travel and on your family and on your personal life, the chances are that you're going to retire earlier rather than later. So, and then play T20 leagues until you're an old guy. So this could have been avoided with proper planning. And I think when Boucher walked in, that should have been the mindset. We are going to focus on the 2023 World Cup. We're going to focus on the 2022. Is it will it be 22, 23, 2023,
2023 World Cup.
2023 ODI World Cup and
Yeah.
2022 T20 World Cup, and we focus on the 2022, 23 or 22, 24 Test Championship. That should have been the focus. And the tournaments that were leading up should have been chances to give people opportunities to see how we can build it. How far it should have been a test to see how far away from the rest we are.
Yeah.
But it seems like Boucher has just thought to his, like, just in front of his nose. He's literally just, oh flip, we're desperate here to win. We need to try and win this. And then by going in there without having the right personnel, without having the right strategy, trying to grind through results, to try and win things, to get us win, to take the monkey off his back, I think it was a cowardly decision, in my opinion. I think there should have been a lot braver to decide this is what we're going to aim for, that is what we're going for, and that's final. And everything else is going to be us trialing, testing, finding the people that are going to win us that World Cup, and then go for it. That should have been the strategy, rather than trying short-term strategies along the way and trying to have short-term wins so that we can keep everybody happy. I'm pretty sure the fans would have understood a new era, new coach, new CEOs, etc., all coming in, reset. Now, I'm hoping that Enoch does this.
Yeah.
Enoch's the type of person that I've always thought would be like that. I'm hoping that they come in here and they decide, look here, this is the plan forward for the next 5 years. And this is what we're going to be doing and strategies we're going to be putting in place. Now, they've already shown one of the cards in their hand, the importance of this T20 tournament. And it seems like that's taking priority over everything else. So that's where we are currently. Aditya, let's get your final words in. I mean, we can't give you a long show today, guys, and we wish we could. With the load shedding, the batteries dying, and the lights and everything, we can't do it completely in the dark. Even though you guys will probably like that for a joke. Take us for a joke here, guys. Aditya, what's your final words?
Look, this is not an ideal situation, and I'm not sure I agree with the decision to forfeit the series completely. But if there's anything that South Africa probably need to do now, it's look at their depth, because you can't keep forfeiting one series to sort of accommodate your players for another. The current international schedule just demands that you play separate teams, so that you have enough players to be able to play separate formats at the same time. And I feel like COVID was that one period, where I think Boucher told us in a press conference that I think they gave out some 37 international caps within one series. So clearly they were looking for depth in that period of time, but that should have sort of materialized now, right? If you've tested 37 players, you've given them international exposure in 2020 and 2021, then that should help you now in 2022. And clearly that hasn't, because South Africa shouldn't have felt the need to forfeit that series just because there's a league happening here. And
I mean, look at the games we had. We played Sri Lanka, we played Bangladesh. In that period that Boucher's been here, he's played everybody. Imagine the experience that they would have learned. Like
Pakistan, India in the test series.
Yeah, there's some, and Neil Falani said something very interesting. He said, we want to win World Cups, we focus on Test cricket, and that is the focus. Until it's like almost like, oh, the World Cup's 2 years away, let's start to get a team together. There's no planning 4 years in advance. It's 4 years between each World Cup. Isn't that ample of time to put the team together? Why are we running around trying to find on-form players only, running into a World Cup? Let's find the best informed domestic players that hopefully can pull us over the line. It doesn't work like that. Not every single time you're going to find a Rassie van der Dussen that is going to be 34, 33, come into a team and play and be consistent like he is. Majority of the time, you're going to find guys that are not. That's not the case. So I think there needs to be better planning with regards to that and a clear plan on what we're going to do going forward. It's been really, really, really bad from South Africa's planning point of view. Hopefully the new DOC, literally been only a couple of days in the job, guys, so give him some time to try and change things. Let's see what happens. You guys going out tonight, taking to Eastern Food Bazaar, Khalid. I actually took him to Wembley today. I took him to the V&A food market, first and foremost, to try some food there. He's vegan. Vegetarian, sorry, not vegan, he's vegetarian. So I can't take him to the natural, to the actual signature places in Cape Town because there's a lot of places that sell meat, etc. So he's vegetarian. We are going out tonight again before we drop him at home. So I'm not sure where yet. But it will be that side, Sea Point side, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, we're gonna try and enjoy it as much as possible. The weather's very bad, it's raining, etc. But we're gonna try and enjoy the indoors, that side of the world, as much as we can. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in for the special episode. Please smash that like button. I want to see 20 likes on this video, please. Also share this with all your friends and family. Comment in the comment section. Aditya, thanks so much for coming to visit. It was really nice spending the day with you. And I hope that there's going to be many, many more in the future. Hopefully we'll get studios all around the world and we can do shoot our shows whenever we want to in the future. But thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. Thanks a lot for the amazing comments in the comment section and entertaining us and making this a fun show, even though it was a very, very, very bad day for South African cricket. Thank you for keeping us smiling and laughing. To all of the guys out there, stay safe, keep warm if you're in Cape Town, because it is quite cold, and Joburg in South Africa is, generally speaking, keep warm. Have a great week further, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.
Cheers. Thank you, everyone.